doing things a little bit differently this week. So I know I said last week that I would update on Sunday, but that has changed purely because I'm getting myself into a routine. And last week I was off. I spent the whole week getting on top of my housework with no job to go to. I literally was at home and oh my gosh, did I just love being on my own and having nothing to do apart from just getting myself into a routine. So I did that, and in the process I downloaded a app as recommended by somebody called Freedom. Now this is to help stop me from procrastinating, and so far this week it has helped. So you basically lock yourself out of apps and websites, and I've done that. So I used to be quite active. Now I'm not so active because I have put things in place to stop me from being a procrastinator and to help me be conscious and in the moment and not have my mind drifting off or being distracted. So I am doing things differently this week because I have got a schedule which I am working with, which I'm actually enjoying, by the way, because I didn't realise how much time that I had, but I had been wasting. Even with the working when I was at Reeves, I would have still had 2 hours to have worked with that I didn't. Anyway, so downloaded the app. I have also going to admit that the book club was a flop, didn't work. I know where I went wrong, and that is what we are doing. We're learning by mistakes. So I kind of just went in and I said, this is what I'm doing, and I didn't organise it. But I am monitoring, okay? I'm doing a lot of monitoring and seeing what people do and seeing what works and definitely what doesn't work, and what I did didn't work. So we're doing things differently. Odin, enough. Odin, enough. So we're doing things differently this week, and yeah, so Freedom app, I've told you about that. I am going to be doing things differently. So every Sunday is going to be my creating day, which means that this won't go out until Monday. So creating Sunday and publishing on Monday. So that is my time schedule. So I will be keeping to that. This is a bit delayed because I have been organising myself and getting myself into an actual routine. So that's what I've been doing. The book club was a flop. I messed up. I can see where I've gone wrong, but I'm working on it, and I have put feelers out there for who does want to join, and I have had some feedback, which is good. Now I'm going to be putting things in place to lead up to that book club. So I will be sending messages out to you and asking you for your email address, because if you are serious, I'd like your email address so I can keep you updated and let you know what I'm going to be doing, or what we're going to be doing, which is going to be a bundle of fun. More so because you're going to see the process of me growing as a person, because to be fair, it's quite scary going into something that you've never done before, and I'm doing that. But I'm going to enjoy doing it because I enjoy the fact that I am reading self-development books, and I have got some more books this week. One of them is a book on Stoicism, because I truly like Stoicism. I got another book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Somebody recommended this to me and I have got no idea who it was. I thought that it was somebody that I have been talking to, but it turns out they would never have recommended this book to me. But nevertheless, I picked it up in the bookshop this week, so this will be a book that I would like to go through. Also the Think and Grow Rich book. And I also got this book this week, Atomic Habits. So that's another book that I have got. I've got a couple of books at home that I haven't actually read that I have been loaned. Thank you to somebody at work. So Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I've had this in my house probably for about 8 months now. I'm sure I was given this at the beginning of the year. And this one is one that I really wanted to read also, and that is Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. And this was also loaned to me last year when I was listening to a lot of his podcast, and I haven't got round to reading that. But now that I've got the evening free, I've got plenty of time to read this, and hopefully I will have some people to read it along with. So it's 4 perspectives, so everybody's gonna have different perspectives, okay? And this is the whole point, is that some people will take something and I may not have even thought about that. So that's what I'm interested in, because I was saying to my son earlier today, there are 2 sides of a coin. There's one that you can see and there's one that I can see. It doesn't mean that we are wrong. It just means that we're looking at the coin in a different way. So this is why I'd like to do the book club, because it's not to say that anybody is wrong. It's just to say that it's a different way of looking at things. And lastly, I would do a drum roll if I had drums, but I don't have drums. Thank yourself, Lucky. But that's definitely something that I've always wanted to do in my heart, is drums. Not like rock and roll drums, although I do love rock and roll. Indian drums and, you know, earthy drums. I love all of that stuff. So you saw me talk, so Facebook friends would have seen this. So this is my be, do, action, and this is who I would like to become. And in order to become this, I need to do this. And in order to do this, I need to action something. So I just wanted, because I explained to people on Facebook a part of what I wanted to become, okay, but I didn't explain to everybody everything. So I'm gonna explain that now, and I'm actually quite excited because this is going to be a journey for me, and it's going to be one that I'm going to enjoy doing. So I told you about the headstone, that in order for you to know who you'd like to become or what your purpose in life is, one of them is to think about what you'd like written on your headstone, and then that would give you an idea of what your purpose is, like what you are interested in. Because when you're lost, you pretty much don't know what your purpose is. You know, you're lost. And I'm not saying that this is working for everyone. I'm just giving you tips of what's helped me. So this has been helping me, and I was going to look for a book that I had the name on, but I think on a last short video I tagged the person that was running that course, but I will tag him again on this video. Anyway, so the whole point of thinking about what you would put on your tombstone is to give you some idea on what your purpose is. So I did that, and then I came to the conclusion of who I wanted to be. So this is who I want to be, okay? So I've always wanted to be a loving mum, and I believe that I am definitely a loving mum. And it's one of those jobs that will never stop. you will always be a loving mum when you're a mum, because you've got kids that are your gems, and my kids are my gems. So, but in order to be a better loving mum, these are the things that I need to do. So I need to listen to my children, hug my children, and spend time with them. And in order to become that, or in order to become a loving mum, more of a loving mum, I need to listen. So this is what I need to do. I need to listen to my children, hug my children more, and spend more time with them. And what are my actions for doing this? So my actions is pencil in time during the day to spend time with them, be present in the moment, and have my arms open wide. Now, like I said on my Facebook group, I'm going to be completely honest, and I did it then, I'll do it now. It might sound really silly penciling in time in your diary for your children, but if you're anything like me, when you come home, you're like, right, I need to do dinner, I need to do dishes, I need to make sure I put that wash load away, I need to make sure that I put clothes away, you know, I need to hoover, I need to mop, I need to clean the house. That's what I mean about scheduling in time. So I've scheduled in an hour and a half during the evening to spend with my child, where I don't go on any apps, I don't clean, I don't tidy, I sit down and I spend time with him, and I'm actively listening, because I'm present in the moment, and I'm not thinking, I'm not up there folding clothes away while I'm in his room talking to him and thinking that I need to go down and do the dishes in a minute. I'm actually sat down listening to him, spending time with him. So that's the action that I'm doing. And the second thing is to help people who feel lost mentally. And in order to do that, I am going to find myself and take courses. And in order to do that, I need to research things that I like and I don't like. What works for me could work for other people, and log what I do and show you all that it's perfectly normal to fuck up. And when you're scared and you're lost and you're worried, it's just to show you that it's okay to be where you are, and it's been like a day or two, my battery died, but I knew due to my new schedule that my creating day is Sunday and my publishing day is Monday. So I'll finish off where I started. So I got to the two things with the be, do, action. The third one is to become an inspirational speaker. That's something that I would like to do a bit later on down the line. But the fourth one that I would like to become is a philosopher. So I have taken some steps this week to become a philosopher. So for all of you that don't know, some of you will do, I never passed anything when I was at secondary school, because to be honest with you, I never really was at school. There are things down to that, but secondary school wasn't a good time for me, so I didn't finish my GCSEs. I took them, but I didn't pass. So yes, I would like to become a philosopher. That is where I feel like my passion lies, and I know it's not going to be easy, but that's part of the fun. So I have actually, last week I've signed up to retake my maths and English. So I am now taking part in my GCSEs again. So I'm doing maths and English in my GCSEs, and I know it's not going to be an easy, quick thing. I've researched it. I need A levels in maths. Well, I need 3 A levels, so I'm choosing to do maths, science, and English, purely because they're the 3 that I really feel like will help me, not just with becoming a philosopher, but there is another part that I want to take further on down the line. So I'm really interested in how the brain works, and I want to take science as far as I can in order to learn a bit more on how the brain works. I find it fascinating, and it's something that I want to be able to learn a bit more about, so I can help people and figure out how I work. So that is the main thing, is figuring out how I work, like what, how we work as a person. And I know, like, at the end of the day, that we are just blood and bone. And this is one of the things that I feel like I'm quite lucky as a person, is that I know exactly where I want to go, but at the same time, I need to be grounded. I spoke on my Facebook page, it was yesterday, and I said that I was struggling a little bit because there are things that come up when I meditate as a person, and it's stuff that I don't want to feel, but in order for me to overcome and to open doors, I need to be able to close those doors. And if I don't know what is bubbling underneath the surface, because I've always chosen to shut it off, I will never be able to move on. So it was just explaining that when you are on a self-development journey, when you are developing yourself as a person, I hate it when people turn around and say, just get over it and move on, because you need to feel how you feel as a person. Now, I know that it's important not to stay in that state, not to be a negative Nelly, and to be the whole woe is me person. That's when you're just being too much into feeling how you're feeling. But you do need to recognise how you're feeling. You do need to process those thoughts. You can't just go from, okay, I'm just going to get on and block everything else out, because it doesn't work like that. It's a bit like closing the door and not answering the door to somebody that really wants to see you. They're really going to keep knocking on the door whether you're there or not, and they will keep knocking on that door because they care about you. They clearly want to see you, and it's a bit like that with yourself. There is an inner person that has been helping you and wants to progress you as a person, and it doesn't matter how many times that you shut that person inside off, that person will keep screaming because they want to be addressed. They want to be heard. And I know that sounds really stupid, but I honestly feel that that is what is true, is that when we go through trauma or we go through things in life that shake us, some people, not everybody, will turn around and just choose to block things off and just carry on, because that's how we're taught as a person. We're taught just to get over it, just to move on, not to process our feelings, not to address them, just to keep going. I think that's wrong. I think that you should be able to address your feelings, and you should be able to feel into those feelings, and you should be able to move on after you have understood that part of you that you have shut off, like that person within you that has been wanting like to be addressed for any reason it is. It's a bit like when somebody turns around and you like say you do something silly, like how many times like I've banged my head so many times, and you bang your head and then you just like get on with it, but you don't acknowledge the fact that actually hurt, and feel into the fact that actually hurt, and then move on instead of like blocking that off, because the more you block it off, the more it will build up. You're like closing that person inside of you that's hurting, if that makes any sense. So that was what I was saying about that when you're in a self-development journey, you will come across stuff that it's important that you don't just block it off. I know that's what some of us have been taught to do, but I'm starting to learn now that in order to work on you as a person, you have to feel how you have felt in order to be able to move on from that. So I know I'm babbling on again, but the exciting news is that I've got myself a path that I want to go down, that I've figured out that's what I want to do. And I've been learning this week on another course that I've been doing. The worst thing that you can do when you choose to go down a path is to change your mind and decide that it's no longer for you. Okay, so that's not how we succeed. We all go down a road and we all come across things that we will go, oh my god, I can't do this is getting too hard. I'm going to choose an easier option instead of sticking on the road that you have chosen to go down, regardless of how hard it is. It doesn't matter how hard it is, because until you fail, you are still like building. Okay, you're still building, and when you fail, it's okay to fail. Like I also said, that I have dealt with a fear of failure. No longer am I scared of failing, because I know that failing is now part of success. And I know that when you go on a journey and when you go down a path, that you have to stick to that path, and you can't go off that path, because if you go off that path, you never actually you are never actually committed to what it is that you want to do. You have to be committed, and you have to put all of you into that. And that is just what I wanted to share. So I'm sure that in the first part of the video that I spoke about, I downloaded the Freedom app, so I'm no longer active as much as what I was, but that is because now I am putting all of me into the things that I want to do and the things that I would like to progress as a person. I'm putting all of me into that. Got an itchy eye today. So I won't be as active as anymore. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to respond to messages. I will respond, but there will be time schedules that I will be responding, and it will be closer in the evening. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to be able to bounce back messages. So bear with me. It's not because I'm angry or I feel that you have done anything wrong, or equally I have done anything wrong. Because know that those things keep coming up, that people think that I'm angry, or that I feel like I've done something wrong. It's not that. Me as a person, I'm quiet anyway, but I will definitely be a bit more not as active as what I have been. But hopefully you will see me progress a little bit more. I am working on the book club. that's also got a schedule in for working on, but bear with me because I've got quite a few things that I am working towards, which is why I've got that freedom app, so I can now be focused and I know exactly where I'm going, and I have to make sure that I'm not getting diverted in different directions, which I have done previously. But I have got a lot of support behind me now, and I am so happy that I am in the position that I am in now, believe it or not. This whole year has changed so much, but I am exactly where I need to be, and I am grateful that I am here where I am. I am happy that I am working on me, and at some point things are going to change. Like, it's just unbelievable. I can feel it. But yeah, so the main thing is I am retaking my GCSE maths, redoing my English, redoing my science. I will then do my A levels, and then I will then go on to do a degree in philosophy. I have managed to get into some philosophy groups, which is quite interesting, and it's nice to be able to be with a group that I can be open with and talk through stuff with, and people get to, you know, meet actual me, you know, the person that's been hiding. And yeah, so thank you again for watching. It's 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 good, but I am going to go to bed now because it's rather late and I need some sleep. So I hope you have a lovely week. I will publish again next Monday, and if you are messaging me, don't be upset if I'm not messaging back, or if don't think that it's me, don't think that it's you, it's just what it is. So thank you again, and take care. Bye.